This might be one of the most surprising Pantasy modulars I've ever built, and honestly, I did not expect that going in. Pantasy teamed up with a very talented designer for this one, Ohsojang. And what you're looking at is the architecture firm, set 85041. It comes with 3,427 pieces, 5 minifigures, and yes, a full lighting kit included straight in the box. Right away, the packaging already sets the tone. I love this sketch-style artwork. It really sells the idea that this is a real architecture studio. And I'm glad they placed the designer's name right on the box. It gives proper credit to the creator behind the build. I do wish there was a bit more background info about him on the packaging, especially for people discovering his work for the first time. Don't worry, I'll mention where you can learn more about him later in the video. Inside the box, you get 2 instruction manuals, numbered bags, and separate blue bags just for the lighting kit. The manuals are very well designed and easy to follow, with clear colors and clean steps that let you jump straight into the build. Now, I know this style might not be for everyone. It's very modern and clean, and some of you might prefer more classic buildings for your Lego city. Totally fair. But the building techniques here, oh, wow. The way everything slots together had me stopping multiple times just to admire how clever it all was. I'll also have a full speed build at the end of the video so you can see how all these crazy sections come together step by step. So let's start by taking a look at the exterior. From the outside, this thing just looks wild. You're probably wondering how all these angles and layers even connect. But once you build it, everything locks together in a really smart way, and the whole model feels super sturdy and stable. Each side has its own personality. Even the back doesn't feel like an afterthought, which I always appreciate. Sure, some areas are more minimal, but that open, modern look is clearly intentional. For example, the staircase design has these little gaps and open sections that I initially thought I had built wrong. But no, that's actually part of the architectural style. The color palette works really well in person. The mix of browns and grays gives it that professional, contemporary office vibe without feeling boring. And the lighting kit integration is very clean. The wires are mostly hidden and don't get in the way during the build, which is a huge plus. All right, here are the 5 minifigures included in the set. I'll place them inside and bring this architecture firm to life. On the ground floor, we have a tableware shop, which is a really unique choice. You've got display shelves, flowers outside, and lots of small decorative items that make the space feel curated and realistic. Inside, you'll find countertops filled with pots, mugs, and kitchen tools, plus a register with a printed keyboard tile. There's even a small table with a plate, mug, and muffin to add a bit of everyday life to the scene. The wiring is cleverly routed through special bricks that allow the cables to run inside the structure instead of across it. It keeps everything clean and tidy. There's also a small bathroom hidden behind a removable wall, fully tiled with a sink, mirror, and even a printed control tile. Yes, they actually included a toilet. Always appreciated. Inside this floor, we can also find a small exhibition area featuring miniature versions of buildings, designed by Ohsojang. One of them represents the Hae-On-Jae Modern Cubist Villa, and the other one is the Starbucks Coffee House. These are actually references to some of the designer's previous models, which is a really clever detail for an architecture firm. If you're curious about those builds, I'll show you at the end of the video, where you can also find reviews of those sets. And to finish setting up this floor, let's place one of the minifigures right here. Moving up to the second floor, this area is surprisingly deep. It's a bit tight to access directly. But there's a very clever sliding wall section attached with Technic pins. Once you slide it out, you can see much more of the interior. This floor represents the design studio, and it's honestly one of my favorite parts. Inside, you'll find microscale architectural models created by the designer himself, which is such a smart thematic choice. It really reinforces the idea that this is a working architecture firm. You also get bookshelves, cabinets, and hidden wiring solutions built directly into the walls. The light integration here works really well, illuminating the workspace without exposing too many cables. Above that, there's a loft-style area with a drawing table and another small architectural model. Under the staircase, you can even spot a hidden drawing pad detail, which is a fun little Easter egg. The construction techniques here are super interesting. Many wall sections slide sideways using hinge connections, creating that layered architectural look we saw on the exterior. It's genuinely fun to assemble and feels very different from traditional modular builds. And for this floor, I've selected this minifigure. And to finish this floor, the battery box is nicely positioned and easy to access. Next, we have what feels like a meeting room. This level is fully tiled and much easier to access. The back wall opens up, revealing a conference table with drinks and another micro-scale city model that looks like apartments with a small park. There's also a rolling presentation screen that can be lowered, which is a fantastic detail for an architecture firm. Bookshelves line the wall, and the staircase continues upward through a partially open gap that adds to the modern design language. You can easily fit all 5 minifigures seated around the table, which works great for display. Then we reach the unusual side module. And honestly, this section alone could almost be its own small set. Inside, you'll find a green sofa that can recline into a bed, a small table with a mug, a coffee machine, and even a cherry blossom-style tree in the middle of the room. It's a bit random thematically, but visually it looks fantastic and adds personality to the building. Finally, at the top, we have a compact private office. Space is tight, but you can seat one minifigure comfortably at the desk. The desk includes a printed tile and a wide computer monitor with a leafy background screen, which gives the room a creative studio vibe. You've also got bookshelves, flowers, and a fully tiled floor that keeps the premium feel consistent across every level of the building. Before we wrap things up, I'll gradually turn off the lights so you can see the lighting features a bit better before the speed build. I honestly didn't expect to be this impressed. I thought it might just be another modern modular building, but it turned out to be something genuinely refreshing and creatively different. Yes, there are a few minor things to be careful with, like some wiring connectors being snug when removing floors. But overall, the build experience was smooth and frustration-free. Putting this whole set together was such a satisfying experience. The techniques, the layered architecture, the micro-scale models inside, everything feels thoughtfully designed and thematically consistent. Pantasy really stepped up their game with this collaboration. If you want to see exactly how all these crazy techniques come together, don't forget there's a full speed build at the end of the video. And if you want to see more builds from Ohsojang, make sure to check out Kim Brick Builds. They're a great couple who have done some fantastic reviews and are huge fans of his work. I'll leave their links in the description. And if you're interested in picking up this set, you can check the links in the description. Don't forget, you can also use my code MiniMStories to get 10% off on Pantasy sets. Let me know in the comments what you think of this modern architectural style. Love it or prefer more classic modular buildings? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next build.